What's going on, friends? Welcome back to the Honeystead. I pulled a whole bunch of lovely herbs that we're gonna sit down and talk about, and it's been a while since I've blended up a tea with you guys, and I'm due to blend up a lovely nighttime tea and share my formula, share my recipe with you, because who knows, this might help you. But upon talking with many of you in email, as well as when I have our workshops here, you know, we talk about herbs and how they cause actions in your body and the things that you want, the things that are going to help support your overall body. This is a lovely nighttime tea. And as much as I love herbs, as much as we, you know, do the teas, we drink the teas, we do the tinctures, there are other things that will also benefit and only enhance and only just add to your overall well-being. The last year, I have really had some pretty poor sleeping habits. And I had done things like making sure that I'm not drinking anything that has caffeine in it. I'll do a cup of coffee in the morning, mainly because I love my mushrooms that I add into it, which are packed full of antioxidants and immunomodulators. We're going to talk about that on another day. But, you know, the routine and getting up, doing the thing, drinking the coffee, and then what does the rest of my day look like? And what am I doing? So I've pulled out a bunch of stuff. We are going to talk about it, but I feel like my culprit was my mattress. And after doing some shopping and going to the mattress stores and laying on a bunch of random mattresses where I know that a lot of other people laid on, I reached out to my friends over at the Fit Farmer, and they had purchased a mattress that I had never heard of before. And I asked them, so it's from Birch Living. It is an organic mattress. And I was like, listen, tell me what you think. And they were really honest and they were really open, and they explained that it was very comfortable and they had the best night's sleep ever. And I'm like, I think that's what I need in my life. I am not sleeping. I'm waking up multiple times a night. I'm waking up and I'm hurting, which I know they say it's an age thing, but like, I'm not there yet, okay? Like, I'm not there yet. So I went ahead and ordered a mattress. I ordered an organic mattress. I did not even realize that there's a company out there that makes organic mattresses out of a sustainable resource. Wool is a sustainable resource, but I found out that they have a 100-day sleep trial, and I was like, okay, well, there's a check there. They also have a 25-year warranty. I'm like, well, that's a check too. And they also have free shipping in the US. I ordered the Birch Luxe natural mattress, and I got a king size. We have a king size bed. I will never go back down to a queen size bed. It's one of those things, once you go king, you can't ever go smaller. But I ordered the mattress. It came in, and I unboxed it in the process of me getting it into the house. I probably should have waited for my husband to get this mattress inside the house, but of course I'm stubborn and I want to do it by myself because I wanted to surprise him and be like, look, it's done, it's here. So I did it myself. I'm not gonna lie. When I got the mattress and I put it on my bed, I'm like 110 pounds, okay? But I'm like muscle, all right? So that was a nice little workout for me. So skip the workout for that day. I just had to carry the mattress in. Probably would have been easier to do it with, you know, another person. But again, I'm stubborn. I got it on my bed and I started to unravel it. That thing was packed, okay? I was surprised that that big mattress came in that little bit of a roll. But as soon as I unrolled it, it popped right open, and I realized I messed up. So don't do what I did if you decide to order your Birch mattress, okay? Be a little bit more mindful about when you unroll it and it pops open, because I 100% opened it up upside down, okay? So then I did have to wait for my husband to flip the thing at that stage. But it popped right up, and we flipped it. I did not catch that on video. I probably should have. But as soon as we flipped it, I started like squishing it and jumping on it and just wanted to actually like am I gonna like this? The first night that we slept on it, I actually slept through the entire night. And that was, again, probably the first that I've done that in a while. So it was very nice to be able to have a solid night's sleep. And then I woke up feeling, well, actually not feeling my neck pain and not feeling my back pain. Again, I just was kind of factoring in that the pain was caused by all the work that I do on a daily basis between the animals and the wood and the beekeeping and the gardening and everything else, but it wasn't. It was actually my old mattress. So that was super relieving for me to be able to be like, yay, you're not falling apart so soon in life. So we've had the mattress for a little over a week, and every single night I feel like I'm getting more and more sleep. I'm more and more sound, and I'm actually sleeping better. I'm waking up and feeling better. I know it hasn't been too entirely long with us on this mattress, but I can already tell that it has been a great addition to my nighttime routine, my sleep routine, and as well as my husband's. Birch mattresses are GOTS and Green Guard Gold certified, meaning that they don't contain any harsh chemicals or pollutants that you're exposing yourself to. And Birch never uses cheap or synthetic material to make their mattresses. They'll use 100% organic wool. Now, but after reading more about Birch and their mattresses and the benefit of using wool, it is actually a natural fire resistant. It's also very hypoallergenic. So allergen resistant as well as mildew. And if you're a hot sleeper and are a little worried about what it would be like to sleep on wool, let me tell you, I was a little skeptical at first and a little worried because my husband tends to be the hot sleeper and I'm not. I'm the one that's kind of scooches over to him at night to get some of his body warmth. But it's very cooling. The material is really cooling and it allows us to kind of regulate our bodies a little bit more. And you know, it's natural. It's an absolute natural, sustainable resource. And I'm really impressed with the Birch Luxe natural mattress, along with our Eco Rest pillows. And for the last couple of years, I've really started to pay more attention to what I'm putting into my body, as well as now, what am I exposing my body to? And after reading about different materials that most mattresses are made out of, I really wanted to focus on that. Birch makes their mattresses that are free from polyurethane foams as well as fiberglass, which could be harmful to your health. That, I think, was a big deal kind of looking into it, because I realized that, I mean, honestly, we spend 1/3 of our life on our mattress, and sleep is such a very valuable asset to our body. It's the reset. It is what keeps us going. I really love my Birch mattress, and I feel like maybe by me sharing my story on my journey to living a more natural life, and also realizing one of the most important things for our body is sleep, I gotta help myself. So if you're in the market for a new mattress, definitely go check out Birch Living. You can visit the website down below to get 20% off a Birch mattress plus 2 of their free Eco Rest pillows. And for your little ones, check out Birch Kids Natural Mattress, which is a 2023 Good Housekeeping Parenting Award winner. And I want to say a special thank you to Birch Living for not only sponsoring this video, but also helping me along with my own personal health journey, as we all have one, and I'm still learning. Now, we are gonna blend up some tea and we're gonna talk about these herbs, and I'm gonna give you this formula because it might help you too. When it comes to blending herbs to make your own tea blend, and this is something that you can absolutely do. You can start by going to the grocery store and looking at the tea bags and kind of seeing, okay, what is in this tea, and understand the actions. Why are they putting it into the tea? 1, does it taste good? That's a key factor. If I am gonna pick something that does not taste good, I'm not gonna necessarily put it in a tea blend, something that I'm gonna sip and enjoy. That might be better in a tincture. So I try to pick herbs that taste really good together and smell really good. And then I also look at what they each have to offer, their actions. What are they doing? What are they gonna do inside my body? Are they going to wake me up, or are they gonna put me to sleep? You don't necessarily wanna drink chamomile in the morning, because that's your wind up. That's something that you might want to do later in the afternoon when you're getting ready for bed, your wind down. So chamomile is a lovely one. I've shared a lot about it. We grow it here in our garden. I harvest it. I turn it into a tincture, which is lovely, but it's an anti-inflammatory. It has a lot of beautiful properties, very relaxing, very calming. It smells and tastes so sweet. So chamomile is a must for me. Now it is in the Asteraceae family, so if you tend to have any type of allergies to other plants that are in the Asteraceae family, do your research, look it up. This might not be for you, but if you've had chamomile before, chances are you're gonna be just fine. But chamomile is very relaxing, very calming, one of my favorites, and I pair it with valerian root. Valerian is also another relaxant sedative. This is one that, this will knock me out, but it stinks. It smells like feet, okay? Like, I can open the jar, crack it open, woo! There is a smell. I'm not the greatest fan on valerian root solely, unless it's in a tincture form. I found that tincturing valerian root is really, it actually tastes so much better. I tincture it and I'll use this mainly if I have like back spasms or back pain. Typically if I've gone and done my honey harvest and my body's like, oh my gosh, this is kind of my go-to for that. But valerian is very good for just kind of quieting everything. But I pair these two together. One, because this is very strong and this is very sweet. So this tends to mask the valerian root. Now it's a root, it's hardy. I don't add as much. So that's another thing that I consider. Then let's talk about, and I probably have talked about a lot of these in the past, but we're just gonna do a quick rundown just in case if you're new here. But if you are new here and you want to learn more, especially with the gardening and the growing aspect, I've actually grown pretty much all of these. And I think I've done videos on all of them. So definitely go check out the Medicinal Garden playlist. And of course, we've talked about a lot. So cat leaf, cat mint. This is one in short I'll use if I'm just kind of like in this mood, you know, where I'm like, I'm done. I'm just checking out. I'm done. The whiny cranky baby is what we say. Great for kids as well as adults. But cat leaf will also add just a very, very calm, just relaxing, just let your body just, you know, drift off. It doesn't have much of a flavor. It's very green. So I like to add it in there. Spearmint is another one. Now spearmint is better for my stomach. I tend to sleep better when I take anything that has a little bit of a mint. If I eat dinner late, I notice my stomach, I get a little upset. So we try to eat dinner kind of early. We're in this weird change of time zone-ish soon. So right now it's starting to get dark at like 7 something, to where over the summer, I mean, the sun was up until about 9 o'clock. So I'm trying to learn my typical evening routine. So sometimes if I eat dinner a little bit late, or if I had something a little bit hearty, you know, this is great for my stomach. And I like spearmint a little bit better than the peppermint. Spearmint tends to have a little bit of a sweeter, kind of a sweeter taste. So we're gonna add a little bit of spearmint. But if you're not a spearmint fan, you can absolutely add peppermint in as well. And it's a carminative, so it's very settling on your stomach. Then I have Skullcap. I really like Skullcap. It you know, doesn't taste too terribly horrible. Honestly, the chamomile is gonna help cover a lot of this up. And the spearmint, with that as well. But Skullcap, again, like if I have one of those days where I have just got a million things going on and my mind is just kind of like racing, for me, a combination of the valerian and the Skullcap, it just kind of shuts that off. Like it allows me to quiet. Other thing that'll help for your nighttime routine, is if you tend to have that type of mind, I found that I will write down my notes on things that I need to do instead of constantly replaying them in my head like I'm gonna forget. So I try to keep like either a notepad or a note section on my phone. That helps. So this is great for quieting the mind. And then one of my other many favorites amongst, they're all my favorite, is oats. Now oats, I have shown you guys about milky stage oats and how we make that as a tincture. But you can harvest the straw or you can harvest the oat tops. You can tincture them, you can also dry them. So oats, it's food, okay? This is what is going to nourish your nervous system. So when I've had days where I'm just like, you know, I can tell that my body's, and I've got all these things and I'm just like, something's just not settling. Oats are a nerve tonic. And so it's just going to mend my nervous system. And the last is, which amongst many others, it has minerals. Oh, it's so amazing. The last one that I'm gonna add is a little bit of rose. And this is rose petals. And I think there's some buds in here as well. But rose is love. Rose is one of my mom's favorite things to add in. I'm not a huge fan of the taste of rose, but we do sprinkle a little bit in, mainly because we both agree that rose, everybody could use a little bit of love. But it's packed full of antioxidants. It's good in tea form, and it does kind of taste like it smells, but a little bit makes your tea beautiful. Yeah. And if you make a beautiful tea and it tastes good, you know, you're going to end up drinking it and sharing it with people that you love. Now, when I come to pick primary, secondary, which is how much, okay? I pick the herb that I know is gonna offer me the most action as well as the most flavor. So I will definitely do more chamomile, and we're gonna go from this way. So chamomile would be the most that I would add in amount. I'd probably go ahead and add in possibly 1.5 cups of chamomile, and we'll measure all of this out. Then I would go to cat leaf. Again, whiny cranky. Also has a very green taste to it, so it's not gonna do anything or add too much negative flavor. Then I would probably go equal parts. I might go equal parts Skullcap and Spearmint. And oats, to be honest with you. All three are gonna be very good together. So this, and then definitely the least amount that are gonna go in this tea would be the valerian as well as the rose. These are both so strong, they are going to offer a lot. So you don't need to add that much. Plus, the valerian is very dense, you know, so a cup of this versus a cup of this is light and fluffy, this is not. So I'd probably kind of do one of these. So this would be my order on how much, and I'm gonna make sure that we're all in this frame. This would be my order, and then what I would end up doing is measuring it out. So let's go ahead and allow you guys to see this, because this is the fun part. My hands are clean. I also don't cross-contaminate. I will put gloves on when I am blending. However, this is for me, I've got to fill a jar that is empty. So, you know, I'm okay with it. But how I would do this, I've got my measuring cup actually in my bowl, because I tend to make a mess if you've been with me for a while. But we're gonna look and see what 1 cup, we're gonna look and see what one, I think I'm gonna do 1.5 cups. I think that's what I did. The other thing, when you find a recipe that you've made that you really, really like, write it down. Write it down. It is not gonna hurt, not gonna hurt. And sometimes you just eyeball it. But if you ever want to recreate something, having your formula is a lot easier to do. So I did 1.5 cups of chamomile. And my goal is I might end up getting about 2 quarts of this, and I drink this every night. Then I'm gonna go ahead and do 1 cup of cat leaf. Okay. Cup of cat leaf. Cat mint. And I'm gonna try to make it pretty. That's very pretty. I'm gonna get another bowl because it's just kind of easier to pour in. All right, then I'm gonna go ahead and do, I'm gonna do 1 cup. Let's do 1 cup of Skullcap. So 1.5 cups of chamomile, 1 cup of cat leaf, and 1 cup of Skullcap. And the thing is when you make a tea, and if you don't like it because of the taste, just add more chamomile. Like, that'll make it better. Chamomile makes everything just a little bit better. Little helpful tip. All right, so 1.5 cups, 1 cup, 1 cup. I'm gonna go ahead. This is gonna be a subtle for the spearmint. Sometimes too much spearmint kind of has like that bubblegum, that spearmint bubblegum taste. So I'm gonna go ahead and do 1/2 cup of the spearmint. Or if you like it, do a full cup. This is your tea, your blend. You can play around with it. You can take this, if you're allergic to chamomile, you can switch it out with linden, leaf and flower. That is great. That's awesome. So I did 1/2 cup of spearmint. And then by the looks of it, I think I'm gonna go ahead and do 1 cup of the oats. The other factor on why I'm saying changing it out and adding 1 cup, the oats are a lot bigger, you know, so I want them to be blended into the tea so that every cup that I get, I at least get some oats. Since this is a lot bigger, we're gonna do 1 cup. So I'm switching this out. 1.5 cups, cup, 1/2 cup. Now, the valerian. If I did 1/2 cup of valerian, I would be like, it literally smells like stinky feet. So I'm going to get a different measuring cup, if I have one up here, which I do. Yeah. I'm gonna go with 1/3 cup of valerian. This, you'll see, it'll look really good and it'll blend in. Whoo, this is strong. As much as I love valerian, I definitely love valerian. If you know what I'm talking about. And if you need more valerian, add more valerian. Now with the rose, so I did 1/3 cup of valerian, and I think I'm gonna go ahead and do 1/3 cup of rose. And then we're gonna blend it up and we're gonna look at it a little bit. Okay. This is very pretty. Very, very pretty. Look how pretty. So I'm just folding this all together. Look how gorgeous. That is absolutely stunning. So now that you have a beautiful tea blend that you can blend up for yourself for your nighttime routine, the wind down, let's talk about it, okay? Because I think that's something that as adults we tend to forget. We forget the importance of the wind down. When you're a mom or a dad and you have little kids, you know, there's this wind down routine that you do with your kids. And everybody is different, but one of my typical wind down routines with my babies, when they were babies, now they're big babies, we would do fairly early dinner, and then in the summertime we would either go for a walk or, you know, just kind of relax and do the loop here around the farm, see all the animals. But now that it's kind of getting darker, we're not doing that as much. So our routine has kind of changed a little bit. But as an adult, sometimes we forget the importance of the wind down and how our bodies need it as well. You know, we can't just go from work, eat to bed. There has to be that time of decompression. There has to be that time of just the release. And so I'll be honest, one of my favorite things that I do every single night that I possibly can, I will sit and pick up a book and I'll sit in my bathtub, sometimes for a little bit too long, sometimes until my bath water has gotten cold. But that is my wind down. You know, I'll eat dinner, I'll clean up from dinner with my family. We will tell everybody that we love them. We will say our good nights, and then I will go and I will have a date for myself. I will grab myself a big old cup of water, typically a mason jar, and I will sit in the bathtub. I'll light a candle. I'll turn the lights down. I'll pick up a good book. I'll read, you know, and then I'll have a cup of tea with it as well. And I do have some people, I will tell you, if you do tend to be one that wakes up in the middle of the night after drinking too much water and you have to use the bathroom, maybe a tea late at night isn't something for you. Maybe you want to do it a little bit earlier to allow it to kind of kick in, but then also allow your body to eliminate. Or one of the other options is you can make this into a tincture as well. You can take all of this, maybe not all of it, maybe you don't have to do all of it, but you can take all of these, put them in an alcohol or an apple cider vinegar or a glycerin based and make a tincture to pull out the extract, and then only take, you know, a dropper full, and that will kind of give you the same effect without having to put so much stress on your bladder. But then after my bath, I will do my skincare. I will put some lotion on, something very soothing, something that doesn't have much of a very strong flavor. Lavender is great. It's also great for relaxing as well. And then get into some comfy pajamas and hop right into bed. Now the hard part, and this is the part that I'll even admit, sometimes we have to work on this. When we lay in our bed, sometimes we pick up our phone. And I've got to break my habit of this as well. I'll pick up my phone and I'll read emails and or messages and or, you know, just scroll on stupid land on watching Lord knows what. But that is something that I'm breaking of myself, because what that's doing is kind of activating. It's stimulating the light. It's making me think. It's making me want to concentrate and want to read when I really need to just be shutting things off. So I'm working on that, and It's a work in progress, as well as I think many of you probably experience that as well. Because I know it's not just me. I know that it's all of us. But when it comes to the wind down, I want you to kind of think about the importance of it and allowing your body that time to just slowly decompress and slowly turn things off and just give your body what it needs to be able to get up and do it all over again. What a beautiful blessing that we have an opportunity to reset every single night, and picking the herbs and doing the actions and changing the mattresses or removing the things from your life that are causing you to not get that much sleep. Minus kids. You can't quite do that. I'll apologize right now. I have had many sleepless nights when my babies were babies, but it does change and it does get better for the most part. So I do want you to also kind of consider what you're putting in your body. So if you are drinking caffeine late in the afternoon, or if you're drinking an energy drink or green tea or things that are going to keep you awake, maybe try to eliminate those things. Maybe if you take away the things that are actually keeping you awake during the day and allow your body to have that proper reset, you might find that you're not going to need it as much during the daytime. And I found that by taking away any excess caffeine or sugar that I don't need, I've been able to allow my body that opportunity to truly reset every single night, so that the next morning I can get up and I can go. And when I go, I go. It is nonstop here on the homestead. And honestly, the most important thing to your life, to your family's life, to your homestead is you. And so as a parent, sometimes, or an adult, I'm just going to say, as an adult, you don't have to be a parent. As an adult, sometimes we do need to be reminded that we have to allow ourselves that opportunity to pause and reset. And this is just another way to support your overall health, not just with the herbs, but with the actions that you are doing as well. One more thing that I forgot to put, I've got to track down a blank label. I might have to go down to the house to get it, but always write your ingredients on your jar or on the lid, or you can be fancy and do the little tag thing that I have done on all of our jars. I do think I have those in our Amazon storefront. I have that link down below. Anything that we've used up here in the apothecary, whether it's the scale or books or supplies, it should all be there. The other thing too, dosage. You're gonna need about a teaspoon of loose leaf, or fill a little tea ball. I have my teapot that a lot of people ask about. That is also on my Amazon storefront, but I still have a lot of work to do today. So if I drink this cup right now, is a night ender for me. So I'm gonna hold off from brewing this up until this evening. But you would need about a teaspoon to about 8 ounces. About 8 ounces of water. And I like mine a little bit strong. And then add your honey and just sip away. Enjoy your evening. Make sure that you do some downtime and to nourish yourself, because if your cup is not full, how are you going to do all the other things that you need to do for yourself, for your life? Whether you're a new mama or an old mama, you still have a lot to give. So, or dad, new daddy, old daddy. Anyways, thank you guys for joining me. And as always, don't be afraid to get your hands dirty and learn something old. Bye guys.